Yeah. Okay. So I was thinking how I'm gonna open this video, and I did have an idea of how I wanted to do it. And I kind of want to do it in a comedic way, and then I was thinking it's just not gonna work. So I'm gonna be serious in this review, and I mean, it's how I usually am, but this is just okay. So if anyone watches this, I don't get a lot of views on my videos, so I don't know if this is gonna get more views, but if you're a Linkin Park fan, actually, hold on. Ugh. It seems like Linkin Park fans are divided. There's people like me who grew up with Linkin Park in their teenage years, and we kind of evolved with them, and they gradually changed their styles. Yeah, and then I guess I don't know. See, this is what I want to know, and I'm not too sure. Are the fans who defend this band, are you new? Are you young? Like, I don't understand. Like, you, I mean, I'm 28 years old, and it's no secret that on this channel I mainly listen to Japanese metal. I mean, I grew up. I mean, obviously, I didn't grow up listening to that. I didn't have access to the internet. Didn't know it existed. It's not really, It's making waves in America now, and people are starting to know bands like Duran Gray, Baby Metal, Bandmade, hopefully Gazette too, and it's making waves now, and I can feel like I can confidently say I'm going to stick with that for the rest of my life. But I still go back, to American bands that I like. I like to check out what they're doing, like Korn, Disturbed, Chevelle, and Linkin Park. I feel like, Disturbed is still doing good. Chevelle still doing alright. They kind of changed their style a bit, not as energetic as they once were, but they still make good rock music. Korn, I think, is still killing it, actually. Their last album was great. Linkin Park has changed, and this is why I'm a little cautious when I make this video, because go on their YouTube channel. Go on their videos for their most recent, music for Heavy. Go on, just example, go to Heavy and look at the comments. I mean, you will notice that there's a lot of dislikes on the video, but there are way more likes. I mean, there's still like a good, here's all the likes and here's all the dislikes. There's still like you could see a little bar of dislikes, but there's still a lot of likes, and there's a lot of people defending, and I'm seeing the defenses are always the same thing, like, if you don't like it, don't listen, as a band they need to nourish and change their style, and it's okay, there's nothing wrong with that, and there's a lot of defense for it, and I'm sorry, I just do not think there should be, especially with this new album. What's it called again? Hold on, I got it right here. One More Light. By the way, that was lightning. I apologize if that shines through. I feel this album is an insult, and that could be old man, Sage over here talking, but it's not good. It's not good. And I feel like a lot of people, the majority of people, I'm seeing a lot more negative comments on the album now. I mean, there was a lot more defense for the band when Just Heavy came out, but I wasn't expecting the album to be like this. And the thing is, I'm not insulted, and well, a little. It's like I kind of gave up on. Actually, I'm not, because I gave up on them years ago. However, I won't lie that their last album kind of was starting to build a little hope. Their last album had traces of Linkin Park in there, had traces of a rock band in that album. This album does not, and I have a lot to say. I'm going to try not to ramble, and I'm going to try to, section off what I want to talk about. And so this section is why fans defend this band and why you shouldn't, in my opinion. First off, I feel if you're going to be this way, Linkin Park, change your name. Change it. Please change your name. Because, for instance, I live in Florida, and they are going to be performing in Tampa, Florida, I believe in August. And I won't lie, Linkin Park was actually my very first rock concert. It was actually my first concert ever. My uncle took me to see Linkin Park in Tampa. I think in 2007, 2008. I think it was them a year or within a year whenever my favorite Linkin Park album, Minutes to Midnight, and I want to talk about that in a little bit, but I think it was off of that album, and they had an awesome show. It was a all day long event where they had like 3 different stages. 2 of them were like away from the main stage, and or was it just one stage? I think it was actually just one stage all the way out in the like grassy fields, and then like the big main stage. And actually, to be topical, that night I saw Chris Cornell live. He was actually performing. He was one of the opening acts for Linkin Park, and Chester Bennington came out and sang "Going Hungry" with Chris Cornell. It was actually pretty good. So yeah, I mean, that's crazy. He just passed, and it's like I saw him live actually. But anyway, off of that, Linkin Park. But here's why I'm bringing that up. I promise it's not going to be too rambly, and everything I'm saying is going to have a meaning. And I'm not one of those people that's like, this album sucks and your people are idiots if you like it. It's like, I promise you, I want to be taking this seriously, and I want to give you reasons to think about as to why people in this world don't like this album, and so you can just understand that better. Please, if you like the album, let me know why you like the album, because I do not understand. I genuinely do not understand how you could like this album, and I'm going to be talking about the album, and if you disagree with what I have to say about, the songs and the album as a whole, then let me know. None of the you idiot or any of the horrible offensive things that YouTubers are known for saying. Anyway, so back to the concert. Linkin Park has a concert coming up in August. Like, okay, what do they have? 5 or 6 albums now? Or 7? What is A Thousand Suns was the album I was like, I'm done. Was the very last album I listened to. And ever since then they've been changing. But last album, like I said, they felt like, they're kind of coming back. They had some really fucking good songs. That song with the guitarist from System of a Down is amazing. That's awesome. But then you did this. 10 tracks, right? Let me bring it up real quick. 10 tracks. 10 tracks of nothing but literal pop, and some songs are rap. Where does that fit in the concert? Where does that fit in? It's just boggling my mind. A part of me almost wants to go to this concert just to see what it's going to be like. Like, do they play from A Thousand Suns henceforth and, scratch out all the good songs, the few good songs from the albums in between, that actually have rock and utilize the band? You see these things here? You see the 2 basses and guitars? I don't think they're really used in this album. Yeah, it's all pop. It's all pop and rap. I genuinely thought there was going to be like a song or 2 that's like, alright, this is good, My favorite Linkin Park song of all time is Given Up. So, to the fans who defend them, and I know there's a lot of people out there who defend Linkin Park, if you don't like Hybrid Theory, Meteora, that's fine, but I feel like Linkin Park's best album is Minutes to Midnight, and I feel like a lot of people don't have a response to that, because that's a minority view on it, and that's where a lot of people say, wow, they changed. And I think Minutes to Midnight as a album is a damn good album. There's so many different genres of not just rock, but music in general. There's a good political rap song. There's some good alternative, songs and kind of poppy, but still rock. And then there's some good metal songs. They covered so many bases with the album. You could tell there was passion. There was a general want of trying to make something new, to be different, to be unique. And if you can find it, I believe there's a 40-minute to an hour-long video documentary of them making that album. Watch that documentary and don't tell me that there wasn't like genuine like want and just appreciation for music while making that album. Like, they genuinely wanted to make something good and different, and it really showed in that album, and they have not done that since. It felt like maybe they felt like accomplished, and all rights were needed after Minutes to Midnight, and they just kind of wanted to chill, and it's felt like they've been on chill mode ever since. But with the last album, they felt like, let's put a few songs where we, try again, or like, let's see what happens if we can. Do we still got it? Do we still have it? And let's see. It's like they made like let me bring up my Linkin Park, because I have not all of their albums on here, but Living Things. Is it Living Things or no? God, no. It's The Hunting Party. So Guilty all the same. Good song. War's pretty good. And Rebellion. That's the one I'm thinking of. Rebellion. Holy crap. That's an amazing song. It's like, I feel like with that song and Guilty all the same and War, they were like, do we still have it? They did the songs. Yeah, we got it. Let's do pop. And like, fuck it. And the reason I say that, and this is still on the concert thing, what the fuck are the other guys doing? It's like, all right, Chester, Mike, and most likely Mr. Hahn, who's the engineer of the music and shit like that, they're doing something. And let's be honest, it's mostly Chester who's going to be doing something with Mr. Hahn in the background. And every once in a while, Mike is going to pop in. It's like, hey, I rap sometimes. And hey, I sing sometimes. I actually have a good singing voice. So we're here. Where the fuck are the other guys? What are they doing? They agreed to this album. It feels like they're kind of just in it for the checks. Like, they don't care about the music anymore. It's like, all right, we'll pop in whenever we got to play One Step Closer, or In the End, or Crawling, or Numb, or Giving Up. It'd be nice if they still play that song, or No More Sorrow. Oh my God, it'd be good if they still play that song. But where does that fit in with Heavy and, oh God, what's it called? Sharp Edges. Oh, I have opinions about these songs. I have opinions. Where does that fit in? Where the fuck does that... Where do they go? Are they on stage, like, holding the guitar, holding his drumsticks? Like, what are they doing? I'm kind of curious. I kind of want to go to this concert. I'm not going to. I kind of want to see where are they going to... Are they going to be on stage? They're going to be in the back having some drinks? What are they doing? It's just... It boggles my... What is a Linkin Park concert nowadays? Where does One Step Closer... where does Numb? Where does Giving Up? Where do these... Do they... When you're a band and you make it, you're kind of expected, it's just common knowledge, to play at least one of the songs that made you. And I think for Linkin Park, arguably, that's One Step Closer. So where does that fit in? Do they just not, like, no, we don't want to do that? And not for anything, but as someone who's learning music and who's learned a lot of Linkin Park songs, I could tell you they're not hard to learn. They've never been hard to learn. In all aspects, by the way. I'm probably trying to emulate Chester's voice is probably the hardest thing to do. And his scream, more than anything. But... So it's not like, oh, we can't really play that. One Step Closer is not the hardest song in the world to play, and they played it probably thousands of times. So they probably can just pick it up, but it's like, do they open with that? Do they close with that? It just does not fit in with this music. And it's just like, if I'm going to a Linkin Park concert, you should probably play that, but I have to sit through this pop music to... be like, hey, they finally played it. Good night. Like, okay, I guess I'll wait in traffic for an hour and get out of here. That's horrible. But change your name. I feel like, and like, here's why they're not. 'Cause money. They're not gonna make any money if they don't change their name. So I understand why they're not, but still, it's like, how shitty are you morally, you members of Linkin Park, where it's like you can put out this music, there's no way you feel good about it. There's no way. I mean, maybe they do. Maybe they do. I don't want to be too harsh. I'm genuinely just trying to want to understand this more than anything. I don't want to insult. I genuinely want to understand, and I just do not understand. But I just feel like if you're going to drastically, and this is a drastic change, more so than their other albums, more so than A Thousand Suns, more so than Living Things and Hunting Party, this is a drastic change of an album. And yeah, I just don't understand. Like, I mean, Dead by Sunrise and Fort Minor were a thing, and I understand. That's why they don't want to change their name, because even though I liked both of those groups, I genuinely did. And it's no secret they didn't sell well. It's no secret they did not do as well. Yeah. So I feel like you should change your name, but I understand why you don't. I think that's business savvy, but also morally fucked up. So that's where I go with that. Let's talk about the album itself. So we're at 16 minutes now. I apologize. Yeah, if you felt like those two rambling, I'm just genuinely trying to express my opinions. Well, I feel like expressing facts, and then genuinely want to understand at the same time. So I'll try to make the rest of this quick. I'm not going to talk about every song in particular, but it goes without saying, we were all kind of like, Linkin Park made a song called Heavy? Oh, can't wait to hear this. And I got an email from them back when I was actually subscribed to the LP Underground thing. Oh, I unsubscribed after I heard Heavy. And it's like, it generally, it felt like there's no way you motherfuckers didn't know that people would be expecting a certain sound when you're Linkin Park and you name a song Heavy. There's no way. Either you genuinely, there's no way you wouldn't understand a miscommunication, a misinterpretation of majority of people when it's like, Heavy, huh? Alright. And then a rap song with pop elements. Actually, no, it's more of a singing pop song featuring Kiara. Don't know who she is. Again, I just listen to Japanese metal. I don't know who Pusha T and Stormzy. Don't know who you are. If you're not Japanese metal, I don't care. But wow. There was come on guys, you knew what you were doing. And here's the thing with this album. I'm convinced that Linkin Park does not want to make music anymore. I'm convinced they don't want to tour anymore. I'm convinced they just, I don't know relationship-wise how they are with all of each other. Maybe that's why it's the Mike Shinoda, Chester Bennington, and kind of sort of Mr. Han show nowadays, because maybe the other guys don't want to be with these guys on tour, on the bus. Maybe that's why. That kind of makes sense to me now that I think about it. I don't know. And, you know, bands are private. They're never going to tell the truth until after they break up anyway, or they write a tell-all book. So we're not going to get an answer now. But, yeah. Alright, so all 10 songs are poppy. Some of the songs, Good Goodbye, I believe, is one of the rap songs. I will admit this. Some songs, listen, I can kind of sort of, I can stomach pop. I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, get that. If you have a good message, and if you can sound good, and have a good beat, or, you know, like, I'll listen to it. The only pop, I guess if you say that, he's a pop star and a rapper. The only pop star that I like is Psy. And the reason why I love him is not only are his music videos hilarious, but he's good at what he does. He knows how to make a good beat, and more importantly, he's genuinely a good guy who doesn't take himself seriously, and that comes off in his music. His music is good, and you could tell he's just having fun with it, and he enjoys what he's doing, and there's a passion there. and the fame and the fortune and all that, it just helped him. He's still making good music. I'm not the biggest fan of his newest album, but there's still some good songs on that. New Face and I love it, or I like those songs. But Linkin Park here, they're tackling the pop thing, and don't do that. Don't do that. And the last thing I need to talk about with this album, it's all, like, I'll admit, like I said, I was kind of vibing to some parts of it, but still, it's not what I want. I don't like to listen to this kind of music, and I feel like Psy would destroy you guys anytime if we were like, Psy, you need to make a beat, and Linkin Park, you need to make a beat, and, make it fun, make it interesting. I feel like, yes, I would destroy you. Why am I comparing Psy to Linkin Park? That's actually justifiable now. They want to be... People are saying... The comments I'm seeing are like, oh, this is like Justin Bieber or Selena Gomez. Yeah, everybody, they're kind of in the same group now. They're not on that, the tour with Korn and Disturbed, and, they're not in that group anymore. If they were to go on tour with Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez and not play any of their old stuff, they could do that. They could do that with this album. I believe they're going on tour with Machine Gun Kelly, though. I've heard of the name, but Japanese metal guy here. I don't know who he is or whatever. But or the group is. But all right, I need to talk about Sharp Edges, track 10, the last track of this album, because recently they like to end the albums with Chester Bennington by himself or with an acoustic guitar in the background. They do it again here, and holy crap, he's trying really hard to be Bob Dylan in this song, and you failed. You failed hard. You're not Bob Dylan. You're Chester Bennington, and just stop. Just stop. Oh, holy crap! And the worst part is towards like the beginning is very like Bob Dylan-esque, and it's just like, no, you're not him. And it's like, how are you gonna make a pop album, and try to be Bob Dylan at the end? But then towards the middle and towards the end of the song, it gets more. There's like a beat in the background. And it's like, oh, like you're a pop Bob Dylan? Is that what you want to be known as, Chester Bennington? Remember Dead by Sunrise, Chester? You had a good sound. It seemed like you were trying to do your own thing. And didn't he take over for Soundgarden? What was the band that Chester took over? It was Soundgarden, was it not? I could be wrong, but he took over for a band. It's just like, I feel like Chester likes rock music and he appreciates it, but then I don't know. I'm just this album. If there was two words I had to describe it, it makes me dumbfounded. It's just confusion and hysterical. It's hilarious. Those are. That's what I feel. I'm dumbfounded and I'm also laughing. Like I'm just like, it's so bad. It's hilarious. That's One More Light by Linkin Park, everybody. Yeah. On a later note, if you care about Japanese metal, please stick around for this part. If you don't, go ahead and hit the dislike button and let me know how much of an asshole or an idiot I am and how much I don't know what I'm talking about. Cool. All right, Japanese metal time. To some, credits to some people watching my videos, letting me know I should check out a band called Mary's Blood. Thank you. I just downloaded some of their albums. I'm loving them. They are amazing. And I just started following them on Twitter, and I hope they make more music. They haven't made an album since 2016, but holy crap. Mary's Blood, while I was listening to this shit album, One More Light, I was downloading some Mary's Blood and getting to know them more about what they are. And at least I found some good music. And those are artists. Those are artists who should be respected. Not One More Light by Linkin Park. Just stop. Just stop. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. Thank you for watching, everybody. I got a guitar cover coming up for Ugly. I finally learned the song on guitar on rhythm guitar, so that should be coming up hopefully over the weekend. So thank you for watching. Have a good night.